Hi guys, hope y'all are enjoying this rain we've been having all morning. We are working on assignment 5A, solving systems with three variables by substitution. There are 5 problems on this video. There are 4 that are for the regular and the advanced. That's 13, 14, 15, and 24. Number 18 is only for the advanced students, okay? I would like you to try to answer or work these problems out by yourself before you watch the videos. However, if you're having difficulties grasping some of the concept, go ahead and watch 1 or 2, okay? See how it works, write it out along with me, okay? If you need to, pause it, slow it down however you can, but pause it and write things out as I go along, okay? But I do want you to try to do a couple of them by yourself before you watch the videos. Reason being, we're going to end up doing a homework quiz probably on Wednesday. And I don't know if I'm going to do substitution or elimination on that problem. So let's just make sure that we know how to do both. Okay? Also, just go ahead and remind you, I think I told everybody, but in case I missed a class, we will be working on 3 variables, solving systems with 3 variables by elimination on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we will review for a test over topic 3. And then on Thursday, we will have a test. Okay, so be prepared for that. Let's go ahead and get started on looking at these videos. All right, problem number 13. I'm just going to get my problems written out here. So we have x plus y minus z is 0. I have 3x minus y plus z is 4. I have 5x plus z is equal to 7. I'm going to number my equations 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for my answers up here at the top. Now I'm going to keep the same format throughout so it helps you kind of see where everything goes, and I'm going to do things in color as well. Okay, I'm going to work first with problem number 3 to solve for z. Okay, that's going to be my substitution. So z is going to be equal to negative 5x plus 7. Okay, I'm going to work with problem number 1 first. X plus y minus z equals 0. So x plus y, z is the negative 5x plus 7 equals 0. I'm going to distribute that negative, so I'm going to change my signs inside. I combine like terms. I get 6x plus y. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So 6x plus y is 7 is my 5th equation. I mean my 4th. I wrote 5th. That's 4th. Let's fix that real quick. That's my 4th equation. I don't know why I wrote 5th out there. Okay, now working with my second equation. 3x minus y plus z is 4. Okay, substitute for z. Combine like terms, and I get negative 2x minus y. I'm going to subtract my 7. So that's my 5th equation. Now I've got that in there. So negative 2x minus y equals negative 3. Okay, now we're going to work with equation 4 and equation 5. Okay, and remember, at this point, I told you you have options, right? At this point, when we work with start working with equation 4 or 5, we can do this one of two ways. We can either do elimination or we can do substitution. And I told you, look at your variables, the coefficients, and let that determine which one you're going to use. Okay? So I've got x's are 6 and -2. My y's are +1 and -1. That lends itself very easily to elimination. So we're going to go ahead and just do that for this problem. Okay? So we're doing elimination. I'm going to add my equations together. 6x plus -2x is 4x. My y's cancel each other out. 7 minus 3 is 4. I divide by 4, and x is equal to 1. I didn't put my 1 up there. I will here in a second. 3 is 5x plus z is 7. I substitute my x for my 1 for x. That gives me 5 plus z is 7. And that is z is equal to 2. So x is 1, y is 2. Now we're going to plug things in. I'm going to use equation 1 so I can plug in y and z. X and z. I'm going to find y. So x is 1, z is 2. I'm going to combine my numbers and I get -1 plus y is 0. So y is equal to 1. So my final answer is 1, 1, 2. And I box that in. Make sure that you're writing your answers as an ordered triplet for me. Okay? Alright, problem 14. Let me get things written out here. X minus 2y is equal to -1. X plus 3y plus z is equal to 0. 2x minus z is equal to 18. Does that say -1? Should be 1. Okay, we're going to work with problem number 1 here. X minus 2y is equal to 1. So x will equal 2y plus 1. We're going to work with problems 2 first. I'm going to substitute 2y plus 1 for x. I'm going to combine like terms, so I get 5y. We'll subtract the 1 and deal with it in a minute. Plus z equals 0 and 1 is -1. That's equation number 4. Working with problem 3. Alright, substitute 2y plus 1 for x. Minus 2z is 18. I'm going to distribute my 2. That gives me 4y plus 2 minus 2z is 18. Subtract my 2 from both sides. That gives me 4y minus 2z is 16, and that's equation 5. get that rewritten out there. I don't know how it got messed up. Alright, we're going to work with problem 4. And problem 5. Now, you're going to notice, okay, my variables, my coefficients, 5 and 4, 1 and negative 2. My z has a coefficient of 1. So that lends itself really nicely to substitution. I know working with a student yesterday, we did it by elimination. And that's fine if you like to do elimination, that's fine. But substitution works very well in this position. So I'm going to do this one by substitution. Let's just look at it. So 5y plus z is negative 1, which means z is equal to negative 5y minus 1. And then I'm going to work with problem 5, and I'm going to substitute in. So 4y minus 2z is 16. So 4y minus 2 times negative 5y plus 1 is 16. I'm going to distribute, and I end up with 4y. Negative 2 times 5, negative 5 is 10y. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2 plus 16. Combine, or equals 16. Combine like terms to get 14y. Subtract my 2. That gives me 14. I would divide by 14. And that gives me my first variable, y is equal to 1. Now I'm going to plug that into problem number 1 to get my x. So x minus 2 times 1 is 1. So that means I have x minus 2. I'll add 2 to both sides. And x is equal to 3. Problem 3, I'll substitute in my x. So 2 times 3 minus 2z is 18. I will subtract my 6. Get negative 2z is 12. Divide by negative 2. Z is equal to negative 6. So my answer, 3, 1, negative 6, is my ordered triplet. Alright, on to 15. I'll write out my equations and get everything set up in the top. Remember that if you are having troubles keeping up with how fast the video is writing, go ahead and pause it, slow it down, okay? I'm trying to keep it at a comfortable speed to where it's writing and I'm not spending too much time with dead air on talking, but I'm not talking too fast. So get everything set up. I like to get it all set up before I start my problem, just so that it's done, it's there. Okay, and then I can just plug my numbers in. Alright, I'm going to work with problem number 2 to get my equation for substitution. I'm going to work with my z because it's already positive. So I added my 2x to both sides. I got 2z was 2x plus 3. I'm going to divide that all by 2. And that gives me z is equal to x plus 1.5. Okay, work with problem 1. And we will say x plus y plus 4 times x plus 1.5 is equal to 5. Going to distribute. That gives me x plus y plus 4x plus 6 is equal to 5. Combine like terms. 5x plus y. Subtract my 6 from both sides, so that equals -1. That's my equation number 4. Equation number 3. So 3x plus y minus 2 times our x plus 1.5 is equal to 0. Distribute. I have 3x plus y minus 2x minus 3 is 0. Combine like terms. Add my 3 to both sides. And there's my fifth equation. X plus y is 3. We will work with equation 4. And equation 5. Again, remember at this point you have an option, so I'm going to do substitution because equation 5 lends itself very nicely to substitution. So y is going to be equal to -x plus 3. So I will substitute -x plus 3 for y in equation 4. Combine like terms. So that gives me 4x. And then I subtract my 3. That gives me -4. I divide by 4. And that gives me x is equal to -1. Okay. Working with equation 2 where I just have two variables. -2x plus 2z, 27, I don't know why I was going to say that, is 3. Substitute for x. That gives me 2 plus 2z is 3. Subtract my 2. Divide by 2. And that gives me 0.5 for z. Take equation 1. Substitute in my x. Substitute 0.5 for z. Simplify that down. Combine my like terms and subtract. Y is equal to 4. So -1, 4, and not negative, just 0.5. -1, 4, and 1/2. Okay. All right. The next one is just for the advanced students. But it won't hurt for you to watch it, okay? This is number 18. We'll get our equation written out here and get everything set up. This one is where I have 3 variables in all 3 equations. Okay, so It's a little bit more thinking. It's really not any harder. You still end up with two equations with two variables. Just your equation that you substitute will have two variables as well. Okay. Let's use equation number 1. So x plus y plus z is negative 8. So if I solve for x, then that means y, negative y minus z minus 8 is what I will substitute. Working with the equation number 2, x is negative y minus 7 minus 8. Going to combine like terms, so I get negative 2y, negative 2z, minus 8. So I'll add 8 both sides. That gives me 14. There we go. There's my equation number 4. Work with problem 3. And then that's 2 times negative y minus z minus 8 minus 3y plus 2z is equal to 1. I'm going to distribute. I have negative 2y minus 2z minus 16 minus 3y plus 2z equals negative 1. Combine like terms, that gives me negative 5y. My z's actually cancel each other out. I will add 16 to both sides. That gives me 15. I'll divide by negative 5. So y is equal to negative 3. That's my fifth equation. That's also my first variable. So I can work with equation 4, and I don't have to do any substitution other than plug in my y. So 6 minus 2z is 14. Subtract my 6. 2z is equal to 8. Divide by a negative 2. And z is negative 4. Alright, and I'm going to use my equation number 1 to plug in my variables. So that's x plus negative 3 plus negative 4 is equal to negative 8. So x minus 7 is 8. Negative 8, excuse me. Add 7 to both sides. X is equal to negative 1. It's my third equation. My third variable. So my final answer is negative 1, negative 3, negative 4 for my ordered triplet. Alright. Now, let's look at our last equation, number 24. Get our equation written out there. Our system. Equations. Trying not to talk so much right at the moment. I'm starting to get a headache, so I apologize if I'm getting kind of quiet on not as chatty on this one. Make sure you are numbering your equations as you go along. Just really does help keep things organized and keep track of your thoughts. Okay. Alright, I am going to work with problem number 2 because it has just one x. And that makes it easy to break into the equation we're going to substitute. So x is negative 2z plus 3. Number 1 is the equation we're going to work with first. So I will substitute for x, negative 2z plus 3. Then plus y minus z equals 1. Okay, that's y is equal to, combine my z's for negative 3z, subtract 3 from both sides, so that's negative 2. That is my fourth equation. Alright, problem 3 is 2x plus 2y is 4. So substitute for my x. And I'm going to distribute throughout my binomial. That gives me negative 4z plus 6 plus 2y is equal to 4. And I'm going to subtract my 6 from both sides. Put them in standard form, so not standard form, but in a numerical order, or alphabetical order, I should say. So 2y is 2y minus 4z is negative 2. It's my fifth equation. Working with problems 4 and problem 5. Now, again, like I've said, I'll give you options when you're working with 4 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and do another one where we do elimination for those who do like the elimination. So that gives me negative 2y plus 6z equals positive 4. I mark out that equation after I'm done with it so that it doesn't get in my way. I add my two equations together. My y's cancel. I get 2z is equal to 2. I divide by 2. And z is equal to 1. So now I'm going to work with equation 2 where I have just two variables and one is z. I will substitute 1 for z. So x plus 2 is equal to 3. And x is equal to 1. Alright, working with equation 1 now that I have two variables. Okay, x plus y minus z equals negative 1. I could have worked with either one, 1 or 3, but I liked that equation 1 had coefficients of 1 and not 2. And so I just decided to work with that one. Okay, so when I substituted in for my x and my z, ended up with y was equal to 1. So my final answer is an ordered triplet of 1, 1, 1. Alright guys, that is it for substitution. Hope this helps out. And y'all have a great weekend. Get your homework done. I will get it posted on Classroom right now so that you can be able to submit your homework. And this is due by Monday when you come to class. I will see you then. Have a great weekend.